And I've dropped over 800 videos on this platform, and some good, some bad. So what I'm gonna do leading up to the new year, I'm gonna hit you with some of the best, hit you with a little rerun, little old live shows. So listen, you're watching the best of Offscript right now.
I'm glad that he called me walking, cause we all been taught that talk is cheap. Even primetime notes got for the HBCU streets.
In the criminal justice system, the people are represented by two separate yet equally important groups: the police who investigate crime and the district attorneys who prosecute the offenders. These are their stories.
All rise. The Honorable Jethro Smoke will preside. Today's case, the people versus Jackson State. You may be seated.
You may be seated. You may be seated. Kathy, can you bring my case notes, please? See what we got going on today. How's everybody doing? Okay, let's see what we got here today. Okay. People versus Jackson State. Okay. Waive their right to a jury. Okay. All right. So we're just here for a ruling. Just here for a ruling then. Okay, let's review some of the case notes and I'll give Jackson State my ruling. Okay, all right. So hope everybody's doing well today. I just want to say, Kathy, you know, this stuff never happens at FAMU. I've never seen FAMU in my court. That's all I'm saying. I just want to make that very clear. Oh man. Just want to make that very clear. Hey, how's everybody doing today? We're just here for a virtual ruling of the people versus Jackson State. Okay, the people versus Jackson State. They have waived their right to a jury, and they have essentially allowed me, Honorable Judge Jethro Smoke, to go ahead with the ruling. So we will go ahead and get into the said cases. All right, so let's take a look at the notes. Let's look into the case. Okay. All right, so we have the people versus Jackson State. Case judge, me, your Honorable Judge Jethro Smoke. All right, let's see what we have here. Okay. So the case against Jackson State is breach of contract in the Southern Heritage Classic while having 3 years left. Woo, that's a kicker right there. 3 years left in the contract, breach of contract. Okay, that's a kicker. All right, let's see the charges that the people have brought against Jackson State. Okay, charges against Jackson State. Charge number 1, foolishness. Charge number 2, being delusional. That's a new one for me. Charges for 3 is public humiliation. Now, these are all misdemeanors, by the way, people. These are all misdemeanors, okay? Charge number 3, public humiliation. Charge number 4, trying to take funds from Tennessee. Charge number 5, making a mockery of the president of Tennessee State. Wow, okay. It's a new one. Charge number 6, trying to incite and riot. Charge number 7, multiple accounts of storytelling. Wow, okay. Charge number 8, not taking accountability. That is like some Jackson State fans. They do that. They do that, Kathy. Charge number 9, moving the goalpost, and the felony charge 10, idolizing a public figure. Wow. 9 misdemeanors and 1 felony charge. This has a lot of time written all over it, Kathy. Sometimes I sit back and I think, and I just say, wow, there's a lot. That felony charge is at least 25 to life. That felony charge alone gets you 25 to life. So wow, that's 10 charges. Wow. Okay, let's see. Let's go to the exhibit. Exhibit A, who has taken L's? Okay, wow, it's a lot of losses in this. Exhibit A shows Ashley A.D. Robinson has taken an L. Coach Prime Deion Sanders has taken an L. And the whole county in Republic of Jackson State University has also taken an L. God. Now this could be hard. Listen, personally, I understand that, the people have proceeded with these, L's handed out on all accord. But I really feel for the people of Jackson State that the whole metropolitan of Jackson is taking an L at this possible moment. That's a lot. That is a lot. I as a judge, I am not here to be biased. As a judge, I am not here to be biased, but damn, that's a lot of L's. That's a lot of L's. That's Exhibit A. That's Exhibit A. Who has taken L's? Wow. Exhibit B. Whoa, another L for the head coach of Jackson State. It says, Deion, you just over there doing shit now. How you gonna cancel the Southern Heritage Classic during Black History Month? That's low down. She knew something. Kathy, she knew something. She wouldn't have said what she said if she didn't know something. Okay? She wouldn't have said what she said, Kathy, if she didn't know something. I knew Darsha knew something. But the coach in turn responded as from Exhibit B says, Darsha, I'm responding out of respect for a sister. I don't have the power to cancel things, but my AD does. So he's not also throwing himself under the bus. He's also throwing his AD under the bus. Kathy, you're noticing that? I mean, they said that they don't want a jury, so it's all on Jethro to make this ruling. But as I'm seeing it here, he's throwing his AD under the bus, saying he doesn't have the power to do that. Do you know the business size of it meant for Jackson State? Now, do you know Coach Prime? Do you know Coach Prime? See, I brought Darsha. She couldn't be here today. But she allowed me to use her testimony in her place. And she said, Judge Smoke, she said, I hope that you read in between the lines of what he was saying. So he said, do you know the business side? And I asked, and I would throw that back to the people of Jackson State. Do you know the business side of things? Because clearly, from what I've been telling, is you are breaching of contract, but you're telling me that you know the business side of things. And you wouldn't be in my court case. You wouldn't be in my courtroom if you knew the business side of it. No. And was it a good deal for our school and kids? Who knows? Who knows? But you put yourself, Jackson State put themselves under contract. Don't just put stuff out in the atmosphere and you have done your research or research. I want to say that he said, don't just put stuff out in the atmosphere. You have not done homework or research. Did Jackson State do their homework, Kathy? Did Jackson State do their research? Because there's no way that they would be in my courtroom if they would have done their research. If they would have did their homework, like said Idol put out there. It said Idol made a statement towards Darsha. So, Mr. Sanders, it fails to show how you did your research for your school. Kathy, can you bring my gavel, please? Can you bring my gavel, Kathy? Because I see some comments getting unruly. I see some comments. There will be order in this court, okay? There will be order in this court, I said, because I see a lot of idolizing in the Zoom comments. I see a lot of idolizing in the Zoom comments, okay? This is a court of order, and you shall conduct yourselves as such. order in the court. And once again, I can't state enough, this would not have happened if it was a FAMU graduate. I just want to say that. I just want to be very clear about that. So there will be order in this court. I see some unruly comments. I will put you all in contempt. Moderators, if you see them getting unruly, put them in contempt. Just put contempt, and then you just go ahead and silence them. You don't block. Don't take them out the courtroom. Just silence them. Okay? Okay, moderators? Thank you. Thank you. All right, back to the case at hand. Back to the case at hand. I hate to be interrupted. I hate to be interrupted. All right. He says, God bless you, sis, but you're going to have to do business one day and make sure it's beneficial to you and your family. Now, was that beneficial to the families of Tennessee State? Was that beneficial to Miss Glover? Was that beneficial to the students and athletes at Tennessee State? I say not. I say not. I say not. But God bless sincerely. Listen, too many times in my courtroom has God been brought up for innocence. Because somebody would say, the devil made me do it. That is not a legal defense. That's not a legal defense. The devil made God bless who? Facts. Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, Deion Jesus Christ Jr. Facts. Not your well wishes of God bless yous. That has nothing and will not suffice in my court. I said, order, order. Continuing on to Exhibit C. Exhibit C says that who else is taking an L is SWAC in the city of Birmingham. That is who also is taking L, and it's a big one at that. And see what I see. If I had it in me, the SWAC would be on trial as well. The SWAC would be on trial as well. See, they have a luxury of being the third party. But if it was up to me, the people should have brought charges against the SWAC. That's what I would have done. But here at being Judge Smoke, I can't bring the smoke to everybody. Judge Smoke can't be everywhere. But if it was up to me, I would damn sure have brought the smoke to the front doors of the SWAC, because now you put UAPB in a position that they might not have a team. And the foolishness that the SWAC did not ask Jackson State if they had read the out clause to even be in the game of the SWAC Classic is a travesty. We have lawyers on both sides of the aisle. I have lawyers from the plaintiff. I have lawyers from the defendant. And nobody seemed to see if they had an out clause in this contract. Nobody failed to go deep into the contract to see if they were even able to get out of the contract the right way. Nobody saw that. Nobody noticed that, right? But there's a young man on YouTube that I like to watch. I'm gonna just bring him up real quick, just a little. It's a young man on YouTube I like to watch. His name is Offscript. All right. And I was watching his channel before I got the court case, and he said something that resonated with me, that really touched my inner bones. He said, it's not that you left to get money, it's how you did it. It's how you did it. And that spoke volumes to me, because the fact that the lawyers from Jackson State side, the lawyers from the SWAC commissioner could not come together and find and finalize a official exit with the moral compass that was supposed to be held on a contract is blasphemy. It's outrageous. But you thought you could hoodwink the people. You thought you could hoodwink the plaintiff, but not in my court. There will be order in my court. There will be no foolishness in my court. This said here court. But the city of Birmingham as well has also taken an L on this one. Because now the prized possession of a game that they thought they had, they no longer have. Jackson State will now have to go back to where they came from. So now the city of Birmingham and their mayor doing a favor for the SWAC has got egg on their face. And now the people are in my courtroom trying to get their contract filled. It's okay. Do you need a tissue, ma'am? Ma'am, do you need a tissue? Bailiff, can you get the lady a tissue, please? I know, ma'am. I know. Hold on. Can you give her a tissue, please? She's distraught. Can you give her? Thank you. Now the city of Birmingham had tried to swindle the people out of their right of having their game and their classic. The foolishness, the buffoonery that is going around. But yet they're doing right by the SWAC, but now the SWAC doesn't even have a game. The SWAC might not even have a classic, and now the city of Birmingham is sitting holding the bag. They have given you, from what I'm reading in my court documents here, it says in section right here, in section 3.4, we would have proceeded with giving the SWAC the stadium, footing the bill for the security, having all revenue split between the teams. Now, how are they going to do that when the official game on the same day off these documents are telling me that the Southern Heritage Classic game was supposed to go on at the same time? So explain to me how in the blue hell was the defendant supposed to be at this game when they are already in a contract with the plaintiff? So once again, the city of Birmingham hold the L. The SWAC hold the L. And if I had every gumption, I would tell the people to put charges on the SWAC office and the commissioner for double dipping. You didn't do your due diligence. You did not do your due diligence to make sure that Jackson State had officially gotten out of their contract before they got in bed with you. But I'm supposed to believe that you did it the right way. That as in Exhibit B, that as your head coach, defendant, your head coach, your idol, that's why he's on felony charges right now. I know an idol when I see one. I know an idol when I see one. I know when I see idolizing, I see it. I know idolizing, and you're idolizing, plaintiff. I mean defendant. Excuse me. You're idolizing. I see it. You got your band in here. You got your primates in the Zoom comments. I see it. I see the idolizing, but I won't be intimidated today. You will not intimidate Judge Smoke today. Now, going back to the documents that was said by the plaintiff and their witness, Darche, and the defendant saw and said, do you do the research? Did you do your homework? But I throw it back at the defendant. Did you do your homework? Deion Sanders, I will no longer call you Coach Prime in my courtroom. I will no longer call you Coach Prime in my courtroom. Deion Sanders, did you do your research? Did A.D. Robinson, Ashley Robinson, did they do his research? The whole community that is behind Jackson State, did you all do your research? I ask you. I ask you. No, I didn't think so. I didn't think so. Now remember, you're under oath. No, I say again, I will not be calling that grown man in my courtroom Coach Prime again. It won't happen. It will not happen. Moving forward, Exhibit C, as we talked about, the SWAC and the city of Birmingham taking L's. And once again, people, listen to me, people. After this case, go ahead and put your case against the SWAC office, okay? Go ahead. Yes, go listen. Go ahead, make your case against the SWAC office and have them prove to me through these documents that I've read that they willingly got into a contract, got into bed with the defendant, Deion Sanders, and without knowing officially that they got out the first contract. They can't make me believe that in my courtroom. And they're lucky they're not on trial right now, because you'll be in the same boat as the defendant, Deion and Ashley Robinson. Want to make that very clear. Now, Exhibit D, this lovely lady, President Glenn, if it wasn't for her standing up on her morals and values and condemning the defendant, Deion Sanders, Ashley Robinson, and the Jackson State institution, we wouldn't be in this courtroom right now. If she would have sat back and did what all the other idolizers do with that young man right there, if she would have sat back and did what all the other people and I know, listen, I know it when I see it. You're around a bunch of yes men, Deion. That's what you're around. You're around yes, you are. Yes, see right now, you think you're running my courtroom, but you're not. Order. There will be order in my courtroom, sir. You see, your status has nothing to do in this courtroom. Your status can't get you anything in this courtroom, sir. See, you're used to people saying yes to you, sir. I know you are, because you're upset right now from how I'm coming at you, but it's because of you and your institution and your buddy Ashley Robinson that you got into a contract that you didn't get out of first. So I know idolizing when I see it, sir. I know it. That's why your buddy Ashley Robinson sitting in my courtroom right now with shades on and smirking. He think that nothing's going to happen to him because he's with you. But because he's with you is why he's getting in trouble right now. You come in here with your hat on in my courtroom. Take that damn hat off. Take that damn J hat off. Come in here with your gold change, your Coach Prime whistle, your jewelry and all that. I'm telling you now, sir. I'm telling you now, I hold you in contempt just for your lack of respect of this courtroom. I'll hold you in contempt just for the lack of respect in my courtroom. But President Glenda Glover stood up to the idol of you, stood up to the idol of the cult following of Jackson State, stood up to the AD and the mischief that was going on in and all around Jackson State. And listen, Glenda, if I was you, and just like I told you, your lawyer, you need to look at the SWAC offices at charges as well. You need to look and follow up on the charges on the SWAC office as well, because I can't rule in your favor monetarily, but damn sure I would have. Be very clear, I would have, Glenda. If it was in my courtroom, if I had the opportunity to, it would be Dr. Charles McClellan and his associates sitting right there where Mr. Sanders is sitting right here. sitting right there, taking the same criticism that I would be giving them. So you think about that. You think about that. So she said, Jackson State University announcement that their football team would no longer play in the Southern Heritage Classic is an insensitive and irresponsible act that has far-reaching implications and goes beyond football. She couldn't have said it any better. She could not have said it any better. The Classic, the contract that you was in first, sir, the contract that you were in first, sir, outweighed the SWAC Classic and had revocating implications because you tried to get out of it before it was over. The Classic is more about Tennessee State and Jackson State and our alumni and fans. So with everything going on today in the world, with HBCUs brought to you by you, Deion Sanders, I told you Coach Prime would not be said in my courtroom. Once again, I told you Coach Prime will not be said in my courtroom. Okay? So once again, with all the light brought on by you, Deion Sanders, by your innovation, Ashley Robinson, this is how you go about doing business? This is what you think good business is? This is what you think you told Darche to do her research? God bless her. No, God bless you into doing your homework, sir. God bless you, A.D. Robinson, for doing your homework, and you wouldn't be in my courtroom looking stupid right now. God damn it. I'm sick and tired of celebrities coming in my courtroom thinking that just because they have a name and some status, that the rules and the laws don't apply to you. But they do, sir. But they do. Take that goddamn J hat off. I'm not going to tell you again. And you, Ashley Robinson, take them damn shades off in my courtroom. You're sitting here thinking as the rules and laws don't apply to you because of the simple fact that you think you're Deion Sanders and you think A.D. Robinson, those names mean something in this courtroom. But gosh darn it, sir, I'm telling you now, they don't. They don't. You got the media outside my courtroom trying to make this a spectacle. You're probably going to go out there and try to put on the charm and talk about we had it under control. We did this. We did that. But you didn't do it the right way. You're speaking on God's name, but do you have the same morals and values that are preached on in the good book? And from the documents that I have in my hand that you and your institution applied by and got into bed with, you don't. You do not, sir. And it's a shame and a travesty that an HBCU institution has to be put on court trial because of the ambitions of 1 to 2 people. And it's a shame. It's a dang shame. Walter Payton would be rolling in his grave right now to hear that his institution that he beloved and cherished and spoke so highly of would be in my courtroom in a breach of contract with an institution they have been with for over 20 years. Over 20 years. And couldn't give them the decency and the common courtesy to let them know that they wanted to get out of a contract early. I cannot believe this. And once again, I will state for the public record, apologies. Patricia, make sure you put this down on staff. That once again, an institution like FAMU would have never seen my courtroom, would have never breached a contract without knowing the out clause, would have never put their institution in a light so bad that now they're doing damage control. The school that sits on the highest of 7 hills would have never been caught dead. Only something so crazy. Only something so crazy. Make sure you put that down, Patricia. Make sure you have that in the court logs. Would never, shout never. So, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to deliberate in my chambers. And I'm going to come up with a verdict on what Jackson State, I see you took the hat off, sir. Thank you. Deion Sanders and A.D. Robinson will stand on. All right. So take a quick break, deliberate in my chambers, and I'll be back. As we come back, I'll have Kathy read off the charges, but Kathy, on charges, please let me know what did we find?
All right, good afternoon, Judge Smoke. So on charge number 1, foolishness, we have found Jackson State guilty.
Charge number 2.
On charge number 2, being delusional, we have also found Jackson State guilty. And charge number 3, public humiliation, Jackson State is found guilty. On charge number 4, taking funding away from Tennessee, guilty. Charge number 5, attempting to make a mockery out of the president of Tennessee State, guilty. Charge 6, incite of a riot, Jackson State is guilty. Charge number 7, multiple accounts of one story, Jackson State is guilty. On charge number 8, not taking accountability, Jackson State has been found guilty. And on charge number 9, moving the goalposts, Jackson State was found guilty. Finally, in regards to the felony, Judge, count, idolizing a public figure, Jackson State was found guilty.
Okay, I know. Listen. Order in the court. Now I know that this is not the way you saw it going. All right, I understand this is not the way you saw it going. All right, listen. There will be no crying in my courtroom. Primates, there will be no crying in my courtroom. Bailiffs, escort them out, please. Escort them out, please. Thank you. There will be no hysterics in my courtroom. Now listen, they were found guilty on all charges. Now I'm going to open up the call lines to hear from the people. All right. Now, the people, the case has already been closed. They already been found guilty, but I'm willing to hear opinions on said matter. I am here to hear opinions on said matter. Ma'am, stop licking his shoe, ma'am. He is not a god. Ma'am, get up. Bailiff, get her out of my courtroom. Bailiff, come get her. All right. Sir, You're still in my courtroom. Take that gosh darn J hat off. Okay, ma'am and sir. Okay. Now I hear the sonic boom in the back. They're hoping for a good result, but it didn't come. Okay. Order in the courtroom. Order in the courtroom. Bailiff, tell the sonic boom to shut up. I can't hear myself think. Bailiff, tell them, go out there and tell them to shut it up. I can't hear myself think. Okay, so I'm going to open up the call lines to hear from the people. All right. Now, before I open the call lines up, I want to give my ruling and my sentencing. All right. My sentence. Get this banner made so you guys can see. Now, we have had a long day. This trial has gone on for quite a few days. It's been some long nights. I thank Kathy for being here. I thank Patricia as well. I thank the bailiff. I thank all the people in attendance today. But I want to make something very clear. I want to make something very clear in this courtroom today. And for all the people on Zoom watching this virtual courtroom, I thank you. I want to make something very clear today. That today's ruling, guilty on all charges. I say that again, guilty on all charges. That because people think that they have some fame and some celebrity, and because you hang with a celebrity and have some fame, that you think you can get off easy in the court of opinion, a court of law, in my courtroom, in Judge Jethro Smoke's courtroom? I think not. And today was sent a message to you, sir, and to your friend, and to the Jackson State Institution that no more will the people allow the foolishness that you, Deion Sanders, that you, Ashley Robinson, have portrayed these last few months, because you've won some freaking football games, that think you can do whatever you want. That you guys are the big bad bullies in town, but not in my courtroom. No, sir, not in this courtroom. We treat it fair, morally. That is what we aim to do here in this courtroom. So my sentencing for you three, and after the L's that you took this week, I sentence all three of you to 10 years to the depths and the humiliation of probation on the Offscript channel. 10 years, Offscript. That young man on YouTube has the right and the validation to consistently bring this up for the next 10 years. That you hold that L, that you embrace that L, and that young man at any point in time, as he sees fit, can bring up this judgment and this ruling for the next 10 years and tell you about yourself. I think there is no worse punishment that I could bestow on said person of yourself and Ashley Robinson and the Jackson State Institution. 10 years. And the SWAC office, if you're listening, if you're watching this virtual courtroom, be very grateful and blessed that that lovely woman, President Glenda Glover, and her lawyer did not bring charges against you, because you had a cell and a show segment right beside the foolishness I'm seeing right here. I would have put you, Dr. Charles McClellan, in the same boat as Deion Sanders. Sir, if I tell you one more time to put that gosh darn J hat down, I'm going to hold you in contempt and I'm putting you in jail. So I want to make that very clear. SWAC office, Dr. Charles McClellan, and your associate, Andrew Roberts. Because being part of the media should have told him should have relayed to Dr. Charles McClellan that, hey, sir, maybe we should have got our ducks in a row before announcing a SWAC Classic. The city of Birmingham, my heart goes out to you that you did the right thing by the SWAC office and in they failed you, sir. They failed you. So I hope that next time you understand before getting in bed with the defendant and the SWAC office, you do your service. You do your due diligence and you dot every I and cross every T, sir. Because the next time it happens, I won't be shifting the blame on them. I'll be shifting the blame on you. Thank you for today's service. The call lines are open. 516-259-9041. 516-259-9041. Now, I will say this. If you call in, please,
there are 5 participants in the conference.
Please respond to me in the correct correspondence. Honorable Judge Smoke, when you call in, if you do not refer to me as Honorable Judge Smoke, you will be taken off the call line. I'm going to say again, if you do not respond to me as Honorable Judge Smoke, you will be kicked off the call line. Except Mr. Campbell. Mr. Campbell, you're live.
This is not Mr. Campbell. I'm calling Mr. Campbell's phone. This is the legal entity of Cochran, Crump, and Obama. We talking about Michelle Obama, not Barack Obama.
Oh, good to hear from you, sir. Good to hear from you, sir.
We are here to defend them Jackson State Tigers. Now, Judge, before I get started, I just want to let everybody know. If you didn't do the crime, call me on my line. Just want to put that out there as a promo. Just had to put that out there, Judge. Now, Judge, the first question we got to ask, where are these proceedings happening? See, I believe these proceedings are happening in Madison County. And everybody in the great state of Mississippi knows you're not going to get no fair case in Madison County. We believe that we should have a change of venue to Hinds County. We believe Hinds County is where this case should be adjudicated.
Well,
that's the first thing.
Well,
Judge.
you have every right to make an appeal. You have every right to make an appeal, but my ruling is final. But you have every right to make an appeal, counselor.
Now, Judge, the next thing, you have said that my clients did not act in good faith, but for over 30 years, they have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, and only got $6 million. When a proud Jacksonian, Dr. McClellan, said they could get $3 million. We got to look at the facts, Judge. Because once again, my defendant, we like to call him Coach Prime on 1400 Lynch Street, is about the money, Judge. He is about the money. And frankly, Judge, you got to understand, if it ain't a good deal, we can't play on that field. We can't do it. So, Judge, what we are asking you to reconsider, because Jackson State University started in 1877 to educate Black folks. And what we're asking for is a little compassion. They just outlawed slavery 20 years ago. That was a slave contract, Judge. It's 2022. We want fairness. We need to be made whole, Judge. So what are we supposed to do when somebody comes to us with a better offer? We got to listen to it. So what we're asking here today, with the beautiful J sets, all behind me in the sonic boom of the South, is to have a little compassion. That's what we're asking. Now, Michelle Obama would be here, because mind you, Michelle Obama has an honorary doctorate from JSU, just to let you know. So she would have been here, Judge, but them Jackson streets, it's hard to get downtown. So she couldn't make it on time.
Understood.
So I had to rush to get on down here. So I wanted to defend Jackson State University because we did not hear our side of the case, Judge. You didn't give us a jury of our peers. The boom couldn't play. That's not fair, Judge. And we out here in Madison County, where you know they do roadblocks. Half the people couldn't even get up here. So that's all we're saying, Judge. So we're just asking for a little bit of compassion and understand that we have been cheated for 28 years, and we just want to rectify a wrong. So with that, we rest our case.
I appreciate the call in, counselor. I will reconsider, but the appeal will not go through my office. It will go through someone else's. I'm going to take 5580, and then I will be headed down to KJ. Caller, you're live. Talk to me.
Honorable Judge, let me tell you something. I have stopped looking at the Olympic Games just to watch you. You are a genius. I mean, there are things that you are saying and the way your mind works and the impromptu sayings you come up with, it's just pure genius. Better than some of the things I see under these so-called professionals. I find myself during the day trying to figure out when you're going to come on again, because the entertainment factor with the fact that you bring out is amazing, and they make you remember what you say. You have a way of playing with words and using techniques that make things humorous, interesting, and they also make people think. So, Judge, I want to say I'll be coming to your court more often, and thank you for having such a good court.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate that, counselor. KJ, you're on the line. You may speak.
Hello. What is it? Honorable Judge Smokey? Whatever you said you wanted to be called.
Ma'am, counselor. It's Honorable Judge Smoke.
Yeah, whatever you said. That'll work. Honorable Judge Smoke. This is KJ. I'll be representing Jackson State University in these proceedings today, even though you didn't allow proceedings to happen. We'll be taking that up on appeal.
Okay.
Look, Judge Smoke, that's about all the respect that I'm going to give you today. So since you already said that the book is closed, I'm just going to say what I want to say. We'll handle the rest of this on appeal. In our appeal, Honorable Judge Smoke, I want you to know that I'll be calling for your credentialing. I don't know what judge has a trial with no trial, who doesn't give someone an opportunity to state their case. So we needed that and didn't get that from you today. Also, you should have recused yourself from the trial in the first place, considering that you are heavily biased against JSU, sir. I don't know if you understand the rules of the court, and that as a judge, you cannot be biased against people who are standing before you. But I think your bias is evident in the sense that there are about 1,500 videos or 1,400 videos, if you will, where you're bashing JSU online. So we will be using all of those in our appeal. Just want you to know. And we're coming after you on the bench. So I order you, sir, to getting your wig split in the Orange Blossom Classic. You and the rest of your rattlers. We do appreciate our co-counsel, the Rattler, also known as Mr. What is his name? Mr. Campbell here. We appreciate him. He did the best that he could, but he is a Rattler, so we'll stand in and defend ourselves here. But you have a good day. And thank you so very much.
Thank you, Counselor KJ, for your call. Now, responding to the counselor's saying her opinions, right? I would not recuse myself because as Judge Jethro Smoke, I have shown no bias. Now, the counterpart of Scott Tay, who she is referring to, that young man has showed his bias. Judge Jethro Smoke takes a courtroom very seriously. He takes the rulings and the proceedings of a courtroom very seriously. And I heard both sides of the trial earlier in the week. See, that's what the counselor failed to realize. I heard both arguments earlier in the week. So Jackson State, Counselor KJ, relinquished their trial to a jury, by jury. They did that. They wanted to go off public opinion, and they asked that the Judge Jethro Smoke rule on their behalf. So that's why there is no jury in my courtroom, Counselor KJ. Hey, caller, you live, talk to me.
Hello?
Caller, you live, talk to me.
Judge, I just want to sing a song for Jackson State. I just want to say, we're not going to take it. No, we're not going to take it. We're not going to take it anymore.
Understood, sir.